Jerry Pollard, Ray Natilli, and Mike Roberts, the officiating crew. And here we go from Lubbock. And the Frogs control the opening tip. What do you expect here early on?
Well, if you're TCU, it would be nice to get off to a good start. Get Desmond Bain some shots early. Get Kevin Samuel involved. They look for him early.
They tried to.
They tried.
And now here come the Red Raiders, who are playing really well right now. They're starting five, which includes Davide Moretti, the only holdover from the starting five from last year's national championship game team. And they're off and running with a three from the corner.
It was a slow start the other day against Texas on the road for Texas Tech. They were dynamite in the second half. But to get a shot going early here at home, to get this crowd involved.
Shannon to Ramsey. He'll attack. Baseline. Edwards. Nice pass to Holyfield. That extra dribble created some space.
And Ramsey had a layup at the outset. It shows you how unselfish this team is. They lead the Big 12 in assists.
Francisco Farabello getting the start here tonight, the freshman from Argentina for TCU. They tried to go back inside to Samuel. And that was broken up again, but kept alive. Right back in there, and they find him. Deontay Smith with the pass. And the foul on Holyfield.
TCU is going to win here today. Kevin Samuel has to play, and he has to play big. You know, his game, some of his best games for Jamie Dixon this year have been against smaller teams. He was a monster against Arkansas. They don't have anybody really over 6'6". This is not a tall Texas team. Now, it's a physical and wide Texas team, and athletic. But you could tell early on, Clay, Jamie Dixon trying to go to his big fella.
Yeah, that's the game plan for sure. So Samuel at the line. Not a good foul shooter, to say the least. Just 35% on the year. This has been one of the soft spots for TCU this season. They're last in the Big 12 at 62%. And they missed that one. And Raiders trying to avenge that loss in Fort Worth 3 weeks ago. Played a bad second half. Lost 65-54. And now we'll see Ramsey at the foul line for the first time.
I just don't understand how a freshman comes in with that body. Like, there was a day and time, Clay, when you would walk into a gymnasium and you could spot the freshmen immediately.
Sure.
Because they'd look frail, pale, and like they didn't know what the hell they were doing. Now, they come in looking like Jamias Ramsey with a game that is complete. You know, now look, he's still raw in some areas, but we showed it at the outset. He's got all three levels, and look at that body, my friend. He's popping out of his jersey.
He's got some battle scars, too. A little cut over that right eye from the Texas game the other day. I mean, he is a physical player, no doubt about it. And fitting right in with Texas Tech in year one. 6-2 start. Not even 2 minutes in. Here's Nembhard on the wing for TCU. They're going to try to go back into Samuel. Again, it's broken up. And Kyler Edwards stops, pops, and hits. And Jamie Dixon may consider a timeout. Looked like he was thinking about it. Bain lost it. Here comes Clark the other way. Baseline pass, a beauty. And then Shannon with the finish. And there's the timeout. All Texas Tech in the first couple minutes. Timeout, TCU.
A sommelier searches for the perfect wine. But I hear a different calling, the call of a schmear of cream cheese. For I am a sommelier. I practice my craft at Philadelphia. Here, we use only the freshest milk. That one, go, go! And the finest ingredients.
What is this?
Until perfection is achieved.
He's ready. Schmears!
Philadelphia, schmear perfection.
Well, TCU's game plan is to go inside to Samuel, but Tech is defending it so well.
Well, and it's the turnovers. You know, they're collapsing on that post pass, but then the turnovers. Last 2 possessions, turnover by TCU, and it leads to points.
And Texas Tech hitting their shots early. In fact, they have not missed a shot yet. Shooting 45% as a team on the year. Only Kansas is better in the Big 12. This is the freshman Farabello behind the back dribble. Got it across to Samuel, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Farabello. As Clark takes the charge.
That's 5 turnovers. We haven't played 3 minutes yet. And that charge goes as a turnover, and the ball pressure is bothering Farabello to start. I mean, they are into him. I think they sense that the freshman here in this environment a little bit rattled. And when you can't initiate your offense, you're not organized.
Texas Tech has been forcing a ton of turnovers this year. They average 16 per game, and they have TCU sped up right now. Ramsey the pull-up off the right side, and rebound plucked by Edric Dennis. Grant transfer from UT Arlington. Here's Bain attacking on the baseline. Out of bounds, yet another Frogs turnover.
They're just sped up. They're playing too fast, and I like the drive. If I'm Bain, I'm trying to take a shot there. You know, get fouled, try to get some points.
Bain is the #2 scorer in the Big 12. 27 points the last time these two met. Misses badly from a color out of bounds to the Frogs. 3rd game in 6 days for TCU. They lost at Oklahoma State last Wednesday. Struggled at home against Kansas on Saturday. Jamie Dixon's team not only losing, have 5 straight losses, but they're in a busy part of their schedule right now, so fatigue is also possibly a factor.
Well, it's a young team, and young teams get fatigued as you move on in a season.
He's taking matters into his own hands. Now gets it back out of the perimeter. Smith, and a blocking foul drawn inside by the TCU offense. And that's going to go against Kyler Edwards, #1 on the sophomore. There's Chris Beard. 4th season, National Coach of the Year last year, and even though he lost 4 of his 5 starters from last year's national runner-up team, here they are back in the top 25.
He's one of the 5 best coaches in America, Chris Beard.
Samuel at left hand, a little strong, but tapped up and in on the other side of the rim by Jair Grayer.
Don't ask me who the other 4 are.
You think that highly of him. Bob Knight disciple, also worked under Pat Knight. As that one's out of bounds, it's going to go back the other way. But yeah, Chris Beard has done some great things with this program in a short amount of time, especially engaging the fan base. Another good house in here again tonight.
Well, going to a national championship game will also engage the fan base. You know, winning will be the best thing to do that. But I mean, you know, I think folks believe in what he's done too culturally.
It's going to be a Texas Tech foul inside as we step aside. Good start for Chris Beard's team. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Boost Mobile. Switch now and get unlimited gigs for the whole family. The switch that gives you more, and in part by One a Day.
Butter lettuce over there? Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank
you so much.
You bet.
Okay.
Just try a little bit here.
Hey, Jay, can you grab that?
We'll get right on it.
Thank you. I know how much you guys love tomatoes, so I have stories to tell you about tomatoes.
Oh, quarter-pound double cheeseburger. Look at that.
Man, that looks juicy. What about this crispy tender sandwich?
I know. Oh, man, we both got tots. All for $2.99. This is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love the Car Hop Classic.
Following is a list of snow day closings due to inclement weather. All 2-wheel drive crossovers should close for the day. Wannabe SUVs should close for the day. Regular 4-door sedans should close for the foreseeable future. All Jeep 4x4 vehicles will remain open, despite the harsh weather conditions.
Now purchase and get $2,000 bonus cash, or well-qualified lessees can lease the all-new Jeep Gladiator for $248 a month.
Skip to the good part with Alka-Seltzer Plus, now with 25% more concentrated power. Nothing works faster for powerful cold relief.
Oh, what a relief it is.
So fast.
A hard 20 after a hard day isn't for everyone. Waking up before the sun isn't for everyone. This isn't for everyone.
Peloton, let's go.
But at $58 a month,
Don't give up. Come on.
Peloton is for anyone who wants it.
Oh, quarter-pound double cheeseburger. Look at that.
Man, that looks juicy. What about this crispy tender sandwich?
I know. Oh, man, we both got tots, all for $2.99. This is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love the Car Hop Classic.
Back here in Lubbock, my good buddy Chris Patola. I'm Clay Matvick. All right, TCU, last time these two teams met, got great play from Desmond Bain. 27 points, hit 6 threes. He hasn't taken a shot yet.
The strategy for Big 12 teams has been pretty straightforward. Take the Big 12 second leading scorer out of the game, and TCU hasn't really had an answer. He's the best three-point shooter in the Big 12. He's become so good at putting the ball on the floor. He's physically conditioned, plays a lot of minutes for them. But Clay, the challenge for Jamie Dixon has been, how do I get this guy shots? He shoots it so efficiently, it's not about necessarily the makes, because he's going to make them. It's about getting them shots.
Chris Beard calls him one of his favorite players to watch in the Big 12. Blocked by Ramsey. He can do that, too. Edwards in transition decides to pull up and wait for reinforcements.
That was an exceptional block.
And we got a foul away from the ball, a blocking foul on Texas Tech.
This is a freshman, blocking 6'11". I mean, just goes right at him, unafraid, the timing without fouling. And conversely, if you're Kevin Samuel at 6'11", that's got to be, at the very least, 2 free throws. You got to take it in there like you mean it.
He's got 10 double-doubles on the year, leads the Big 12. Just 2 points so far. Here's Nemhard from the wing, and draws iron, and the rebound by Moretti. Here's Davide Moretti driving. He'll kick it to the corner. And a traveling call on the freshman. Just seems like in the last 3-4 weeks, I mean, the play in the non-conference schedule was really good for Ramsey, but the first couple of games of Big 12 play, there's an adjustment there for freshmen. It just seems that the last few weeks, the light has come on.
It has. It has. I mean, he's so gifted. I think the injury knocked him back a little bit earlier in the season around Christmas time. Both these freshmen, the ceiling is high for this Texas Tech team. A lot of it tied to those two freshmen, he and TJ Shannon.
It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Frogs with 10 on the shot clock. P.J. Fuller, a freshman for TCU, is in the game now. There's Jamie Dixon. Has an NIT title and 1 NCAA trip since coming back to his alma mater. The last month, though, has been really hard on him and this team. Wins have been so hard to come by. From the corner, there's Bain. Samuel will give him another chance. Stepping into a Dennis, no. These offensive rebounds by the big man. Well reset. The senior Edric Dennis to the freshman. And Fuller can't connect. Well, they had 3 cracks at it, couldn't score. Ramsey off balance, got it, and 1.
We talk so much about freshmen in this country. We do not talk enough about this dude. I mean, he is a flat-out pro, a professional. And he takes, that's a freshman, takes the contact. How about the eyes? You see the eyes go right to the backboard. The touch, the kiss. And he buys a free throw as well.
And foul on Edward Dennis, his first. Now you say pro.
Yes.
And there is some talk that, you know, he may test the waters after this year. What do you think?
Well, I think he'd be drafted early. There's no doubt about it. And look, I think there's development to be made. But if he put his name in, he would be drafted early.
So a very efficient three-point shooter. Doesn't shoot a ton of three balls, but leads the Big 12 at 45%.
But here's where we are in college basketball, Clay. If he comes back, and you assume TJ Shannon comes back, this becomes, with the recruiting class and the other guys coming, that's a top 5 team. Amari Burnett, Michael Peavy, I mean, that's a top 5 team. Now, if they don't get those freshmen this year back, now you're talking about, you know, at the very least a top 25 team. But in this day in college basketball, if you can get your good freshman to come back, it's night and day.
So Bain is 0 for 2 from the field after that miss. Tech continues to rack up the fouls. It's on McCullough, his first. And the 5th on Texas Tech. Yeah, Amari Burnett out of Chicago will be the first McDonald's All-American in team history when he comes in here next season for the Red Raiders. Until he does, Jamias Ramsey, the highest rated recruit ever at this program. TCU's been sitting on 4 points for quite a while. Shot clock at 5. Here's Grayer. Moves into the paint, floats it up, can't get the roll. This first 6+ minutes have been challenging for the Frogs. Clark out to Edwards. Draws the back iron, but that's how Clark plays the point. He kind of does it from the paint. Clark leads Texas Tech in assists. That swims out for Dennis. Heavy contact underneath that throws Clark to the deck. And that'll be a TCU foul.
Clark is the queen on the chessboard. He leads them in assists and he leads them in rebounds. And watch this, the one-hand snatch. And then the foul. Does so many things at his size. He is your prototypical point forward. He's the queen on the chessboard.
And so many guys for this Texas Tech team play without a position. I think you can include Clark in that, even though he is a point guard on paper. From where he plays the position, as Moretti is fouled, he's kind of positionless.
He is, and it's, you know, they play a positionless style of basketball. They run that motion offense. You don't see a lot of teams running that Bob Knight derivation of motion offense anymore. And it's perfect because you can't scout it. It's tough to scout. It's unpredictable. And you got to have an unselfish team, which they are.
So here's Moretti to the line to shoot 3 foul shots. And you don't see that very often. One of the best foul shooters in the country. Well, tomorrow night, Super Tuesday doubleheader, highlighted by 2 top 25 teams at 7 Eastern. Coach Cal, number 12 Kentucky, squaring off against Vandy. And then number 22 Illinois taking on Michigan State. Fighting Illini got beat the last time those two teams met by 20 points back in January.
Tell you what, that Kentucky team, after that Auburn loss on the road and won 2 straight, they are really good. I'm telling you, they continue to get better.
Moretti salvages 1.
How about that?
A 92% foul shooter. Led the nation last year in free throw percentage. He did not shoot a free throw in the game in Fort Worth. That was one of the things that Chris Beard talked about this morning, trying to get to the line more tonight. There's a block by Holyfield. And it's going to go back to Texas Tech. Man, that has been his MO the last few games.
It has. I mean, it just comes over. That's unselfish defense. We talk about how unselfish they are offensively. To leave your man, come from the weak side, to bail out a teammate and make a block.
16 blocks in the last 4 games coming into this one, including 3 in the final minute in that game in Texas. There's a lob to Clark. Here's Holyfield stepping into a three. Yeah, he got it. And the lead swells to a baker's dozen.
TCU can't get into anything they want to run. This ball pressure and denial is so disruptive.
Nembhard. Takeaway. Here comes Edwards. 7 turnovers for TCU here in the opening minutes. Holyfield slicing, scoring.
No timeout for Jamie Dixon.
It's an 8-0 Frogs run. Grayer. Now that'll quiet the crowd momentarily. They needed that. Grayer, the senior transfer from George Mason, had been struggling from 3. Here's Moretti. Nice shot fake. Clears some room. Bingo. This team is just diving in tonight. Fuller. That was partially blocked. Samuel got the miss and flushes it. So a couple of productive trips up the floor for TCU. Terrence Shannon, the freshman, had 10 points against the Frogs last month. Finds Clark. Shannon with 5 to shoot, takes it in deep. Back up top for Edwards. Second 3 for Edwards. Timeout. The lead is 16 for the Red Raiders.
Jamias Ramsey coming back in this game, doing it on both ends, blocking shots, finishing with a little contact and a little touch. Raiders rolling.
If you haven't tried Taco Bell's Breakfast Crunch Wrap, filled with crispy bacon, scrambled eggs, and an entire hash brown, then consider this your wake-up call. Wake up to the Breakfast Crunch Wrap at Taco Bell. Order ahead and have it waiting.
Capital One knows life doesn't update you about your credit card. So meet Eno, the Capital One assistant that catches things that might look wrong and helps you fix them. Another way Capital One is watching out for your money when you're not. What's in your wallet?
Sweetheart, do my forearms look bigger?
They look the same.
I've been spinning faster recently. I think they're getting bigger. Feel them.
Yeah, they kind of feel bigger.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry. Switch to Progressive and you can save hundreds. You know, like the sign says.
At T-Mobile, start 2020 off with a deal on iPhone 11 that'll have you seeing double. Right now, switch to T-Mobile and get 2 lines of unlimited for only $90 and 2 iPhone 11s on us. All on T-Mobile's newest, most powerful signal that goes farther than ever before. Get twice the deal with 2 lines of unlimited for $90 and 2 iPhone 11s on us.
Everything's better, yeah, it's better like that.
Only at T-Mobile.
Stay restless with the icon that does the same. The new RX, crafted by Lexus.
Lease the 2020 RX 350 for $419 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
If you haven't tried Taco Bell's breakfast crunch wrap, filled with crispy bacon, scrambled eggs, and an entire hash brown, then consider this your wake-up call. Wake up to the breakfast crunch wrap at Taco Bell. Order ahead and have it waiting.
We're destined for greatness.
This conference is going to be absolutely insane.
A Sonic Blockbuster season continues Saturday at 6 on ESPN.
It's been a Texas Tech onslaught here to start this game. And the thing I love about Texas Tech is you don't know who scored. You just know that Texas Tech scored. They lead the Big 12 in assists. They're second in field goal percentage, and they are putting it on display here tonight. And that guy, Desmond Bain, has yet to get going.
Yeah, no points for their second leading scorer in the Big 12, Desmond Bain. Meanwhile, the three-point shooting for Texas Tech is outstanding. 5 of 7 so far. That let them down in Fort Worth last month. They were 4 of 17 in that game against the Frogs. And one of the reasons they lost that game. And there's another TCU turnover. That makes 8 on the night.
Well, that second half against Texas Tech earlier was the best half of basketball that TCU has played. And they haven't won since.
Meanwhile, Texas Tech has won 3 of their last 4. They're starting to feel pretty good about themselves right now. And that loss was only by 3 to Kansas on the road. Try again from the corner, and Ramsey continues to stay hot. That's on Ramsey. That'll be his first.
You know, part of the problem that TCU's having defensively is they're having a hard time finding a matchup for Kevin Samuel. You know, they had him on TJ Shannon, and the way he was guarding him was basically off him about 10 feet. But it's just it's a tough game for Samuel on the defensive end because there's really not a matchup that works, that's natural, because Texas Tech moves their guys all over the floor. So if Samuel's not making an impact on the offensive end, there's really no payoff.
Free throw here for Nembhard. Talk about Samuel. You know, people have been impressed with how he's improved since he got to TCU. Some think he's likely to leave for the NBA. What are your thoughts on his progress?
I don't think that's the right move for him at this point. I mean, to be honest, he's only scratching the surface. Like, I think his potential's huge. He's an outstanding shot blocker, leads the Big 12 in that category. He's a really good rebounder. He just doesn't have an offensive game, and I think what we've seen, as Morrow buries another one, what we've seen is his offensive game so limited that he just gets lost.
Already in double figures with 10. He hasn't missed from outside the arc yet. That's up off the window for Farabello. He's known as a pass-first point guard, but he can score too. He's got a lot of international experience, as you might expect, being from Argentina. He has lived in 6 different countries. He's an interesting guy to talk to. Here's Moretti. Why not? Time left it a little short. Samuel can't find the rebound. And Ramsey will get it out on the perimeter. Here's Edwards. You bet. Good night. Even when they miss, they find a way to get it back and score. That's the 3rd 3 for Edwards. Another giveaway. And that'll be a foul against Terrence Shannon. Another break, and TCU needs a breather. The lead is 21 for Texas Tech at home.
And all my people say,
oh yeah.
win her heart with an extraordinary Valentine. Now save 20 to 50% on all fashion jewelry. Every kiss begins with K.
Any comments, Doug?
Yeah. Only pay for what you need with Liberty Mutual. Only pay for what you need with Liberty Mutual. Con Liberty Mutual solo pagas lo que necesitas. Only pay for what you need. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Oh, quarter-pound double cheeseburger. Look at that.
Man, that looks juicy. What about this crispy tender sandwich?
I know. Oh, man, we both got tots. All for $2.99. This is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love the Car Hop Classic.
Only Lexus asks questions like these because we believe the most amazing machines are inspired by you. Experience the rewards of our curiosity.
Watching for the old school or the new school? Fired up for this revival or this resurgence? Bucks, Pacers, Lakers, Nuggets, Wednesday on ESPN. Balls.
Cancer is cowardly. We are courageous. Cancer obstructs. We overcome. Cancer disrupts. We battle back together. At the Northwell Health Cancer Institute, we see and fight cancer differently. That's why more New Yorkers choose us for their cancer care than anyone else. Northwell Health Cancer Institute. Look north.
With up to 3 free nights on your island getaway, someday doesn't have to wait. This winter, we invite you to the magical island of St. Kitts.
One-point cushion. And what do you make of this over there on the TCU bench?
They're rubbing their players' face in it. Opponent field goal percentage, 71%. By the way, they're rounding that up because they're actually shooting 70.6%. And then they're 17%. I mean, they're rubbing their faces in it.
This is a reminder from Jamie Dixon, where this game needs to start going for TCU. Okay, how do they get back in it?
Outside of clicking their heels 3 times and hoping Toto shows up. Well, here's the thing, okay? On Saturday against Kansas, they got down double figures in that. They ended up cutting it to 4 in the second half. And they did it by ramping up their defense. They started to turn Kansas over a little bit. Their shot selection got better. Desmond Bain went off a little bit. So they're capable. They just have to be able to run some offense. I mean, this Texas Tech defense has been relentless.
Yeah, and in TCU's defense, Texas Tech has been shooting the lights out here tonight. They've hardly missed, especially from outside. They're 8 of 11. TCU
71%. I saw the graphic.
Everybody did on that TCU bench. Now Dennis nearly fell down. Well, he did fall down, but didn't lose the ball. Here's Grayer. Another miss from outside for TCU. Contact underneath. That's going to be a foul on Kevin Samuel. That's his first. Now the crossover is back for a 7th year, Wednesday and Thursday. Once again, we're going to be pairing a college analyst with an NBA analyst. Doris Burke and LaFonso Ellis have Bucks Pacers. Jeff Van Gundy, Jay Billis do Lakers Nuggets. Doris back the next night for Memphis Cincinnati, along with Bryce Drew. And Mark Jackson teams up with Bill Walton for Colorado, Oregon. Should be fun. This is one thing going Tex. Not going Tech's way, I should say, is they're not necessarily hitting their free throws tonight. A little abnormal.
You really find the fly in the ointment, don't you, Clay Mather?
They are 3 of 9 from behind the line. Dennis better hurry up here. He's not going to get it off. And you could see the look on Jamie Dixon's face. You know, unforced errors are one thing, but that kind of unforced error is another thing.
Well, and there was no communication. Nobody shouting. You know, sometimes teams will have a color. They yell green, meaning low shot clock, go to the basket, something. Now they shift to a zone to see if that can slow this Texas Tech offense.
Moretti, he's been hot from that spot and stays hot. 9 threes for the Red Raiders tonight. Dennis lost it again. It'll stay with Texas Tech with 5:57 to go in the half. He just looks out of control. Andrew Dennis, grad transfer from UT Arlington. 10 points shy of 1,000 for his career. This is his 3rd stop at a Division I school, Jackson State, UT Arlington, and now TCU. But looks a little out of sorts here so far tonight. He'll sit down. Still no points for Desmond Bain for TCU, by the way. Shannon. Rebound McCullough. And Nembhard takes it off his fingers. Here's Bain leaning into one. Still nothing to show for his efforts tonight. It's another thing that's got to hurt this team's confidence if their star is not connected. Nice pass. Another rejection inside. Nembhard out of control. Ball tied up in the possession arrow. He's going to give it back to Texas Tech.
I mean, like that turnover, I don't get that turnover. You know, it's not a great ball handling team. That's the one thing. And you go back to the Kansas game on Saturday. You know, Kansas, with their ball pressure and their denial, forced TCU to be individual playmakers. They weren't going to allow TCU to run their stuff. It's the same thing here tonight. Texas Tech, they're so into the basketball, they're denying that they're forcing TCU to be creators, and they just don't have that type of a player.
It's actually a personal foul called on the play, not a turnover. RJ Nembhard commits the foul, so it sends Shannon to the line for a 1-and-1. Calling the play, watched by Ramsey. A couple of great freshmen going at it. Around to the wing, Nembhard for 3. It just didn't look good coming out of his hand.
Well, at the very least, the Farabello penetration got the defense in closeout. You got an open look.
TCU 1 of 9 from outside the arc. McCullough. Nice turnaround, a good touch for the redshirt freshman from San Antonio. It's a 9-0 run. As we go under 4 minutes here in the half. Game that has been dominated by the Raiders from the opening tip. Bain finally gets off the schneid.
He had to work for that. That was not an easy shot. And that's the one area where he's gotten so much better, that pull up off the bounce.
He averages 16, scored 27 the last time these two teams played. He's got his first 2 now. Shannon will bring it back out. Here's Ramsey again, looking for a seam on the baseline. Throws it up wildly on the other side of the rim. Here come the Frogs, a 2-on-1. Nembhard alley-oop, and the flush by Jaden Ledee, the Ohio State transfer.
And that's what you know you'd like to, if you're Jamie, some more stuff in the open floor, transition. You get the bad shot from Jahmize Ramsey. You get a run out. You don't have to play against that set half-court defense. But if Texas Tech keeps making shots at this rate, you're not going to get runouts.
Edwards shot fake. Moves to the free throw line. Had it poked away. Got it back. And then off balance gets it to go.
I mean, they are smoking hot. This is unbelievable.
They're shooting 63%. 15 of 24. Bain. Now maybe he can get into a lather here before halftime. And we got a man down for Texas Tech. Timeout on the floor. Looks like Terrence Shannon in some pain right in front of the Texas Tech bench. I didn't see what happened.
I didn't see it either.
Terrence Shannon has had a little bit of injury trouble at times this year. There he is in the paint. He's just pushed and lost his balance.
He got the wind knocked out of him. Looks like he got hit right in the abdomen.
He's back up. Hopefully he'll be okay. With 2:19 to go in the first half, Texas Tech with a 22-point advantage here at home. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of the Big 12.
This is not good.
I need you to pick me up at 5:30.
and then everybody runs.
What is he doing? You missed the spot.
This college application, I gotta get all my references. It's just a lot.
I can get used to having my own chauffeur.
Oh, yeah?
No texting.
All right.
Watch out for dogs.
I got it, I know.
Don't let Trevor drive.
The Impossible Whopper is now in a 2 for $6 deal.
This is the kind of burger that I expect when I walk into a burger joint. Impossible Whopper tastes just like the regular Whopper.
A good value.
Absolutely.
The 2 for $6 mixer match deal. Now at the Impossible Whopper. Your way better.
It's no secret that a little sweet is better with a little salty. Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars, also in minis.
Oh, yeah. That's the stuff. No, really. Those are the actual ingredients. Tostitos. Get to the good stuff.
Promise that you'll never find another like me. I'm the only one of me. Baby, that's the fun of me.
With the Capital One Saver Card, you earn 4% cash back on dining and 4% on entertainment. So when you go out, you cash in. What's in your wallet?
I got room. Hop in. Oh, hold it off! Mondays, right?
You guys go!
Get in, Brian.
Thanks, Mom.
Hey.
Howdy. Again?
Go wherever they need you. The all-new Highlander. Toyota. Let's go places.
2 for $6. Burger King, it's a great value.
I think it's so cool that you can mix and match with the Impossible Whopper, the Classic Whopper, the Crispy Chicken, and even the Spicy Crispy Chicken. It's a good value.
Absolutely.
The Impossible Whopper, now part of the 2 for $6 deal. Your way better.
Kevin Nagani in studio over on ESPN. Top-ranked Baylor taking on Texas. Jared Butler, no Fonz. You see off the miss. Here is how Baylor responds.
Yeah, sometimes for Baylor, that's their best offense and offensive rebound. If they continue to shoot it as poorly as they have in Big 12 play, they could get bounced in the first round.
Royce Ham going all Alfonso Ellis on the Bears. Right now, a 6-point game in Austin. Back to Clay and Chris.
All right, Kevin, we'll see you in a few minutes with the E-Trade halftime report. A big win for Duke tonight over Florida State. And they're going to also be breaking down that game they just updated you on. Baylor in Austin tonight, trying to stay undefeated in the Big 12, Chris.
They and Kansas, I think, are the two best defensive teams in the country. And, you know, both those teams they're not great offensively. In fact, at times they can be pretty bad offensively, but they withstand those droughts within games with their defense. You know, that four-guard lineup, I think the dynamic that Baylor has is a winning dynamic. You have four guards who have outstanding freedom, and then you've got two big guys inside, and Freddie Gillespie and Mark Vidal, who they don't need the basketball. They're complementary players.
You're going to poke a hole in Baylor's game, where would it be?
They're not a great shooting team. You know, they're not. And if there's a game where you're having trouble scoring at the basket, or you're not getting offensive rebounds, you know, that's how they supplement their offense.
It's Fuller with a miss for TCU. Here come the Red Raiders leading by 22. Terrence Shannon, by the way, over there on the bench. And now we're being told he has left to go to the locker room, get a head start on halftime. We'll take a closer look at him. Still don't know exactly what happened to him, but he was able to walk off under his own power. Deep three. Missing badly is Desmond Bain. We'll give and go with Clark and Ramsey. Here's already now. Got it over the double team over to Holyfield with a two-hand jam. And Texas Tech will call a timeout with 42 seconds to go.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Ball just ends up in TJ Holyfield's hands. You know, Chris Clark, if I'm Chris Clark, I'm going over to the scorer's table demanding my assist on that play.
Well, he leads the team in that category. He's got a couple already tonight. Well, tomorrow night, Super Tuesday doubleheader is a good one. Two top 25 teams in action at 7 Eastern. Coach Cal and the number 12 Wildcats square off against Vandy in Nashville. Then number 22 Illinois hosting Michigan State in Champaign. The Spartans have won 5 of the last 7 against the Fighting Illini, including that game January 2nd. So we'll see what happens in this one. And an 11-second difference between the game and shot clock, so TCU can't take the last shot. Here's Bain. Crowd leaning on him for that last air ball. Fuller threw it right at Bain's feet. Ends up in the hands of Smith. Drives. Rejected. Out of bounds. Who's got it? It's going to stay with Texas Tech. It's going to be a turnover again. Shot clock is off. Here's Edwards dropping it down to Holyfield. And there's going to be a foul on the floor with 3 seconds to go.
Texas Tech has been so connected offensively in this first half. You know, they're shooting a great percentage, but it's in part because they're getting great shots. I mean, that play, a perfect example. Just, you know, pick and roll and just a really nice bounce pass to lead Holyfield to the basket.
And now TCU 25-point deficit at halftime at the least. Unless they can make a shot here. biggest halftime deficit this year and the largest halftime deficit in Jamie Dixon's tenure at TCU. 3 weeks ago for Texas Tech. That second half in particular, probably one of the worst halves of basketball that the Red Raiders have played this year. That first half tonight, one of the best halves they've played. You can see the 19 points on turnovers. Just an amazing number. And Desmond Bain has been off his game. 5 points in that first half for TCU. The second leading scorer in the Big 12 has been kept in check tonight. TJ Holyfield in double figures. Davide Moretti, he's in double figures for the Red Raiders. Here's Edwards taking the first shot of the half. Backside rebound is Holyfield, and Samuel with the rejection. Frogs need more of that. Their big man, Nembhard, driving hard and scoring.
That's an aggressive take by R.J. Nembhard.
He's their number 2 scorer. He was held to 2 points in the first half. He's been in double figures in the last couple of games. They need to get the sophomore from Keller, Texas going. Here's Edwards now. He'll put it on the floor. And Ramsey for the short point.
He really does have all 3 levels. You know, his ability to shoot it has been what I didn't know coming in if he had that in his game. To be a consistent shooter, he really has.
8 now for Jamias Ramsey. He led Tech with 15 against TCU in Fort Worth. He's got a couple of threes tonight. Here's Farabello. Watched by Moretti, the 2 international stars. Lost inside. And that will stay on this side with 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
Watch Samuel. The play with 2 seconds would be to try to get a lob of some sort.
Yeah, but Holyfield is really doing a good job muscling him up. And they got it off. No, not in time. Not in time. Shot clock violation on TCU. At least we think. Now they're going to go over to the monitor. I don't think he got it off.
I don't either.
Jerry Pollard, our crew chief tonight, he's over there giving it a once-over. Jerry Pollard, Raina Tilly, Mike Roberts, the crew tonight.
I love when we, in a 25-point game, we're quibbling over 2 seconds on a shot clock violation. I mean, there's no way that's good.
Partner.
Well, you're wearing glasses.
And boy, do I need them. Yeah, no basket. Shot clock violation. Texas Tech, you know, sometimes these midweek games are hard to draw a crowd. It's not the best crowd they've had this year, but there's atmosphere in here. And just a few years back, it wasn't the case. Chris Beard has changed the dynamic here. Now, certainly the play on the floor, as you can see, the numbers attest to that. They'll get the crowd in here and get them fired up, but it's just a tough place to win now. They make it tough on so many opponents.
Well, that assist number, so they lead the Big 12 in assists. That feeds all of those other numbers. You know, they're second in field goal percentage, second in three-point percentage. It's because they're getting open looks. They're finding open guys. It's an unselfish team.
Smith off balance. Took a hip check and he falls down to the floor, so he'll get to the line. They rank 16th in the country in attendance here. I mean, a few years back, before Coach Beard got here, I mean, it sounded like a BB bouncing around in a tin can in this building sometimes.
Is that an expression, or do you really know what a BB bouncing around?
I made that up. Thought it was apropos. Second foul on Holyfield.
Well, it's a brand of basketball that I think you can appreciate.
Yeah.
And I think people will gravitate to. I mean, the greatest compliment you can give Texas Tech or any team, you don't know who scores, you just know that Texas Tech scored. And that tonight has been a terrific illustration of that.
Red Raiders 11-2 in this building this year. And they have dominated from the outset tonight. Here's Clark. Believe it or not, he's a point guard. And Moretti can play the point more than two. He's such a good shooter. Hits that one. First bucket for Moretti in the second half. Nembhard in deep. And it's stripped. And they say last touch by Texas Tech. Clark didn't like that call.
Yep, and I see why. He's right.
There's Bain. They'll fire it out. Three-pointer from the wing doesn't go for Deontay Smith. And again, it'll stay with the Frogs. Texas Tech back in the top 25, number 24 this week. Those rankings came out earlier today. Joe Lenardi, our bracketologist, Chris, has them as a 7 seed right now, and the games on the schedule that's now potential to go up higher before the end of the year.
I'll tell you what, I could see Texas Tech beating any team. I would not be surprised if they beat any team in the country. Now, at times, you could see them losing to a lot of teams. But I think what we have found is that there was a lot of turnover from last year to this year. You're playing a lot of young guys, some guys in different roles. And as this team has played together, as they've gotten healthy, they have gotten significantly better. And tonight, you know, look, TCU's not playing well, and they're kind of on the downslide. But still, you got to go out, you got to put your foot down if you're Texas Tech, and they have done that.
Yeah, it has been lopsided from the early minutes. There's a rebound for Samuel. Samuel had 6 rebounds in the first half. And how about Bain? With that up and under. He's got 7 now.
It was delicious.
Just 1 3 for Desmond Bain. That's how he scored the most of his points last time these two teams met. There's Kevin McCullough, the freshman, getting another 2 for Texas Tech. Behind the back, Bain has to dive on the floor to keep it alive, and then turns it over. Numbers for the Raiders. Ramsey, the other side of the rim to finish. Bain, alley-oop. There's a foul underneath against Texas Tech. The lead is 30 now for the number 24 team in the country, trying to get their 3rd straight Big 12 win here tonight in Lubbock. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball, brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of the Big 12. And Lexus. Experience amazing.
How about no?
No.
No way.
Come on, no.
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 Only Discover has no annual fee on any card.
Yes!
Yes? Yes? Yeah, sure. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
Yes, 1,000 times yes.
Discover, accepted at over 95% of places in the U.S.
He's a systems quarterback.
Where's the truck?
What? Parked it right there.
What did I tell you, boys? Tonight we eat like kings! You're a genius, Gordon. Brake! Hit the brake!
Which one's the brake?
Stop! 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 What's happening? What? There's a half a cheesesteak back there.
With Geico, the savings keep on going. Just like this sequel. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I got the cheesesteak!
And all my people say,
oh yeah!
Win her heart with an extraordinary Valentine. Now save 20 to 50% on all fashion jewelry. Every kiss begins with K.
In fast food, there's value. Then there's fresh value from Subway. Like the 6-inch oven-roasted chicken for just $2.99. It's seasoned all-white meat chicken raised without antibiotics. Start the year off fresh. Fresh value only from Subway.
T-Mobile 5G is here, and it's nationwide. While some 5G signals go only blocks, T-Mobile 5G goes miles. Beyond the big cities, to the small towns, to the people. Millions of Americans can have access to 5G on T-Mobile. This is just the beginning. T-Mobile, the first and only nationwide 5G network.
Well, this was nice to see a couple of days ago in Bloomington, Indiana. The General making his return, first time on the Indiana campus in almost 20 years. And welcomed with open arms. Isaiah Thomas, some of the gang from the old days back there. It was great to see. And of course, Bob Knight has deep Texas Tech connections. Coached here once upon a time, and so did his son Pat. And I guess Pat kind of laid the groundwork for the patching up for Bob to be welcomed back to Bloomington.
A lot of closure for a lot of people there. You know, Coach Knight, his players, fans, all that. This is why Kevin Samuel was alone at the foul line. They upgraded this to an F1. Unnecessary contact in the back there by Chris Clark. Excessive, and so they upgraded that.
Yeah, at first blush, it didn't look that bad, but then Jerry Pollard came over during the timeout and told us they upgraded that. When you see it again, you can see why. Here's Smith, extra bounce pass, and Ledee is pushed from behind. That's TJ Holyfield, and he is the first Texas Tech player to 3 fouls tonight. So Jaden Ledee will go to the line. This is a guy that didn't get a lot of playing time, Chris, at Ohio State. But he has found some at TCU, moved back closer to home. He's a Houston, Texas native.
And he's going to be a good player. You know, he's a guy who's still learning to play in that position, but hasn't gotten a lot of reps. You know, a guy that I think at this point in the year, Jamie Dixon's trying to platoon he and Kevin Samuel.
Yeah, they don't play on the floor together yet, no. And you wonder if that's coming. Some token pressure by the Frogs. So back off. 56-28. If you're just tuning in, it has been sheer domination for the Red Raiders right from the outset. And Jamias Ramsey, the freshman, has been outstanding. He'll miss this time. Farabello tracks it down for TCU, and here they come. Desmond Bain averages 16. He's got 7 tonight for TCU. But he can get going quickly. We'll stay with the Frogs with 15 on the shot clock. Russell Chiwa, the 7-foot freshman from Cameroon, one of the crowd favorites here in Lubbock.
It's like Taco Fall entered the game.
Another guy with a lot of international experience. He played 3 years of prep basketball in Italy. And so he and Davide Moretti can speak that language pretty well together. It's been a good fit, too. P.J. Fuller. It's off the mark. There's Bain. Can't stick back the miss. It's been that kind of night, Chris. Clark outside. Ramsey from the wing. Sheila gets the board. 7 feet tall, 260 pounds.
Two things you can't teach, and massive hands. He's got 2 catcher's mitts for hands.
Edwards for 3, no. And a foul underneath. It's on Jamias Ramsey. That's number 2 on Jamias.
Jamias always seems like he has something on his face. He's got the Band-Aid tonight. He had the mask earlier in the year.
Leading scorer for Texas Tech. On the season, averages 16. He's got 13 tonight. One of 4 players in double figures. Lobbed inside, and there's Ramsey with that athleticism. Disrupting the play.
That's how connected the man-to-man for Texas Tech is. He doesn't move on the catch. He moves on the flight of the ball. So as that ball's in the air, Ramsey coming over from the weak side to make a play.
This group just gets better and better every night. Doesn't get the shot to fall, but it'll be on the foul line. Texas Tech, Chris, has never been in 3 straight NCAA tournaments. And, you know, barring some disaster down the stretch, that's going to happen here this year.
It's going to change.
Under that man's leadership, Chris Beard.
And they're only getting better. They're only getting better.
Deontay Smith at the line. There's another one coming. Big 12 now on ESPN+. Just a must-have for Big 12 fans. It'll be the exclusive home for number 3 Kansas and number 14 West Virginia Wednesday at 7 Eastern. That's a big one in the title chase. Plus West Virginia's back on Saturday at 4 Eastern to take on number 1 Baylor. And that'll also be big in the conference picture. And we'll have K-State TCU the same day from Fort Worth. So sign up today at ESPNplus.com/Big 12. Of course, Baylor at Texas tonight, trying to win number 21 in a row. And last we heard, Baylor's got the lead. Get an in-studio update. Kevin and the gang. That Baylor-Texas game coming up just a little bit. Here's Clark. Backing down Smith. Moretti will put it on the floor for Clark again. Makes a move on the baseline, goes up with 5 on the shot clock and gets whacked. And that foul is on Ledee, number 2 on Jake Ledee.
How about Chris Clark? Runs the point, and he's down there on the block. He knows that he's got the matchup against Farabello that he can just kind of abuse. Goes right to work.
Positionless players on this Texas Tech team. We were talking about Joe Lunardi earlier. These are the 1 and 2 seeds according to his predictions right now. And you can see the 2 from the Big 12. Baylor and Kansas both 1 seeds right now.
You know, I don't quite understand this infatuation with the Big Ten. I don't. Like, if you go to that 16 list that the committee put out on Saturday, there were only 2 Big Ten teams in the 16. And yet there's 11 that they're telling us is going to be in the tournament. I mean, what kind of equality is that 11? I mean, that's what I don't understand. The Big 12, you've got 2 teams that are 1 seeds, 3 in the top 16, and all 3 of those are capable to me of winning a national championship.
And 5 right now, according to Lunardi, from the Big 12. Do you see that changing?
No, I don't see that. That win for Oklahoma, you had that game the other day. Yeah. That's a big win for them, a real data point, beating West Virginia.
There's a foul on P.J. Fuller. That'll be his first. You know, and that's one of the quality wins for Texas Tech, too. Chris Beard's team beat West Virginia here on this floor a couple weeks ago. It was a top 25 win. And that's one thing about Texas Tech. They don't have a ton of quad one wins. They've got some impressive ones, Louisville and West Virginia. I think you could say that the win in Texas was impressive. As Edwards hits another three for Texas Tech. That is their 11th three tonight. One more and it'll be a season high. And they've just been dialed in from the very moment this game started. TCU has never felt in control. Another shot clock violation.
What is that, 3?
I think so.
I mean, they just can't find any breathing room. And how about how Texas Tech stays after it? I mean, they're up. I can't do that math, but they're up by quite a bit, and yet they stay after it.
It's a lot. And the schedule for TCU, they're going to get some time off after this one. Clark just pulls his way in. They host K-State on Saturday, who they beat on the road by 2 in January. This is a TCU team that, remember, got out to a 3-0 start in league play. That seems like years ago. Texas Tech foul underneath, timeout on the floor, 11:30 to go here in the game. All Texas Tech will get a Baylor Texas update right after this commercial break from the studio.
Do you have butter lettuce over there? Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank
you so much.
You bet. Okay. Just try a little bit here.
Hey, Jay, can you grab that?
We'll get right on it.
Thank you. I know how much you guys love tomatoes, so I have stories to tell you about tomatoes.
The famous Meat Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Over a pound of meat and cheese for just $10. It's more pepperoni for your penny, more beef for your buck, more... You get the idea. Get yours delivered now at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Introducing Tostitos Strips, their thickest chip yet.
And creamy avocado salsa made with real avocados.
They're good apart, but better together. Hey, Martha, pass me some of that green stuff.
The following is a list of snow day closings due to inclement weather. All two-wheel drive crossovers should close for the day. Wannabe SUVs should close for the day. Regular four-door sedans should close for the foreseeable future. All cheap 4x4 vehicles will remain open, despite the harsh weather conditions.
Now purchase and get $2,000 bonus cash, or well-qualified lessees can lease the all-new Jeep Gladiator for $248 a month.
Bravo team moving to checkpoint.
Sometimes the front lines are in our own backyard.
Civilians, 2 o'clock! Give me your hand!
Make a difference in your community, serving part-time in the Army National Guard.
Okay, I have to say something. With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day, not just on airline purchases. Just think about the miles you can earn on things like gifts.
Should I continue?
No, I want to hear this. Or a rental tux with a handsome cummerbund. Double miles on all of it.
Holy matrimony! That's a lot of miles. Anyone else speak now?
One more thing. What's in your wallet?
The famous Meat Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Over a pound of meat and cheese for just $10. It's more pepperoni for your penny, more beef for your buck, more... You get the idea. Get yours delivered now at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
John Brickley in the studio on ESPN. #1 Baylor taking on Texas. Good ball movement leads to a Davian Mitchell 3. Baylor only up by 2 despite shooting 32%, but Texas right now hanging around, Clay and Chris.
All right, here we go, 11:30 left in this one. All Texas Tech, as you see the standings. Baylor going for another win tonight.
This is where
Texas.
This is what I got, Clay. You got a plateau here. I think this team, West Virginia, kind of own their own deal. I think Texas Tech here looking to kind of move into this level. And then everything else down here is to be determined. I would throw Oklahoma in that category, although I see them in the tournament right now. But, you know, those two teams at the top are well separated. And then West Virginia, and you saw them the other day, man, they can at times also really struggle to score.
Yeah, they do struggle to score. And they struggle at the line, too. And their two bigs, Culver and Sheveway, are two of their better scorers, but they really struggle at the free throw line. That could be a problem come March. No problems tonight for the Red Raiders. Dennis misses from three. A brutal shooting night for TCU all around, especially from three. 2 of 14 from outside the arc. Already the feed from Clark. He'll spit it back out for Benson. There's Moretti again. Steps into a 2.
Just so under control. I mean, the defender goes flying at him. He doesn't even really have to show the ball. He just kind of shows his eyes and ends up with a wide open mid-range shot.
He leads everybody with 17. It's kind of been a at 17. You know, it's just because there have been so many good things to happen for Texas Tech. It's kind of got lost in the mix. Driving is Edward Dennis. And foul underneath him gets TCU to the line. It's on Avery Benson, number 2 on Benson. Benson.
Here's the play again. I want you to watch Chris Clark here. Like, they put this flop rule in. He's not even touched. And the official's underneath there. I mean, you know, again, it's a 35-point game, but we have a rule, and Chris Clark just kind of takes a dive. I don't like the rule to begin with, but it's on the books. And there's no, he just kind of dives down there. It's kind of a play I used to make.
Yeah. And that, like you said, that is an initiative.
It's on the books. Yeah, it's on the books. It's a bad rule. I don't like it, but you know, are we just not calling things we see now?
Shane Ledee makes the free throw in. 65-32 at the halfway point of the second half. This one has been in the hands of Texas Tech. An hour and a half. And Ramsey will get to the line.
You know, Ramsey's got that. He's so good off the ball screen. He's got like that reset, you know, that pro reset where he waits for the defense to sort of relax and then he re-attacks.
Not a shooting foul is on the floor, so the inbound from underneath. Here's McCullough. Thought about it long and hard, left it short. Flying in is Benson. And another TCU foul. There's another guy that doesn't get a ton of playing time, Avery Benson, and the crowd appreciates his efforts. This crowd, the student section, especially tonight, is in full throat. There's pretty good costumes over there tonight, too, I noticed. Ramsey, yes, rattles it home. 6 of 10 shooting Jamias Ramsey tonight. The next 4 games for Texas Tech against teams they've beaten already once this year. 3 are on the road, starting at Oklahoma State. They beat the Cowboys by 35 here in January. And from what we've seen here tonight, the way they played in the few games before this one and how confident they look, I mean, Oklahoma State could be in for one.
They could be in for one. You said it. They could absolutely be in for one. That's right. The bottom of this league is not good. It has not been good. You know, you mentioned Oklahoma State. TCU is on the downslide.
Got a feel for Iowa State. Losing Tyrese Halliburton. You got to expect that they may struggle now.
And that's where this league, its strength over the last few years, it's just been top to bottom. I mean, you've had your best teams, but you know that bottom has also been a tough out.
Well, Ramsey has been something special.
Fun to watch, isn't he? I mean, all over the place. On the block here. Look at the strength. Strength.
The following is a list of snow day closings due to inclement weather. All two-wheel drive crossovers should close for the day. Wannabe SUVs should close for the day. Regular four-door sedans should close for the foreseeable future. All Jeep 4x4 vehicles will remain open, despite the harsh weather conditions.
Now purchase and get $2,000 bonus cash, or well-qualified lessees can lease the all-new Jeep Gladiator for $248 a month.
We made USAA insurance for members like Kate, a former Army medic made of the flexibility to handle whatever Monday has in store and tackle 4 things at once. So when her car got hit, she didn't worry. She simply filed a claim on her USAA app and said,
I've got this.
USAA insurance is made the way Kate needs it. Easy. She can even pick her payment plan, so it's easy on her budget and her life. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
USAA.
Frustrated that clean clothes you want to wear always seem to need an iron? Try Bounce Wrinkle Guard dryer sheets. The Bounce Wrinkle Guard shorts have fewer wrinkles and static and more softness. It's the world's first mega sheet that does the job of 3 dryer sheets. Bounce out wrinkles.
In every trip, there's room for more than just the business you came for. Whether that's taking in every moment or capturing a moment worth bringing back, that's room for possibility.
If you haven't tried Taco Bell's Breakfast Crunch Wrap, filled with crispy bacon, scrambled eggs, and an entire hash brown, then consider this your wake-up call. Wake up to the Breakfast Crunch Wrap at Taco Bell. Order ahead and have it waiting.
At T-Mobile, start 2020 off with a deal on iPhone 11 that'll have you seeing double. Right now, switch to T-Mobile and get 2 lines of unlimited for only $90 and 2 iPhone 11s on us. All on T-Mobile's newest, most powerful signal that goes farther than ever before. Get twice the deal with 2 lines of unlimited for $90, 2 iPhone 11s on us.
Everything's better, yeah, it's better like that.
Only at T-Mobile.
Watching for the old school or the new school? Fired up for this revival or this resurgence? Bucks, Pacers, Lakers, Nuggets, Wednesday on ESPN. Ball for all.
Kermit is still hanging upside down, Chris.
Jim Henson is turning over. Taking Kermit down. What is going on here? If no frogs are safe, there should be one. It should be Kermit the Frog here.
He was one of my inspirations for getting into broadcasting.
Look at that.
Muppet News Flash. Well, the Muppet News Flash tonight is 17 turnovers, only 3 assists for TCU, and they haven't scored a field goal in 8 minutes.
3 assists is bad.
And Desmond Bain has had an off night. Number 2 scorer in the conference in single digits here tonight as Grayer gets thrown to the floor.
And it's not like TCU's not a high assist team. I mean, they're averaging 15 assists a game.
Yeah.
One of the best in the Big 12.
Where do you think this team's confidence is now? Well,
I know where their confidence is. You got to have a lot of stones.
How do you concentrate shooting free throws when you've got that going on?
That's a Lubbock tan right there.
3 freshmen, 3 transfers in the regular rotation for TCU. Conference play early on in the year looked pretty good for this team. Thought maybe they're going to have a chance to make an NCAA tournament run, but now things are becoming clear that this is a rebuilding year. And how does this team get its confidence back?
Well, you get minutes for guys. You know, they're young off their bench, too. I mean, they've got some freshmen who came in highly touted. This guy with the ball here, it just hasn't been the score I think they were hoping for or needed. But soon you get a lot of these guys back. You do lose Bain. This conference is a grind, though. I mean, you know, like you may start out well, and then all of a sudden you feel the grind of this conference, and things can go south quickly.
Savage bangs it home. He gets into the act off the bench. The 6'7" freshman from Russia. And that's 12 3 makes tonight for the team.
His dad is a big-time volleyball player.
He's got a volleyball-type body. 6'7" green.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
I want to hear more on this.
Now, we'll go to break. How about that? TCU in their largest hole of the year.
Stay restless with the icon that does the same. The new RX, crafted by Lexus.
Lease the 2020 RX 350 for $419 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
The Impossible Whopper is now in the 2 for $6 deal.
This is the kind of burger that I expect when I walk into a burger joint. Impossible Whopper tastes just like the regular Whopper.
Good value.
Absolutely.
The 2 for $6 mixer match deal. Now at the Impossible Whopper. Your way better.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a gold medal grizzly.
What an unlikely field in this final heat. Hang on. You're about to see history in the making.
Not exactly a skinny dipper, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Visit farmers.com and get a quote today.
We're destined for greatness.
The whole thing revolves around Anthony Cowan.
That dude is one in a million.
This conference going to be absolutely insane.
A Sonic blockbuster season continues. Number 9, Maryland, Michigan State. Saturday at 6 on ESPN.
Nerds. Hey, Dad, can I ask you a question?
Sure, sweetie. What?
Should I consolidate my debt onto a single credit card to pay it down faster? Or is that even something I can do with my credit score?
Here's some advice my father gave me. The wealthiest camel has the biggest hump.
Okay.
Not everyone has the credit card answers you're looking for. The experts at NerdWallet compare hundreds of credit cards so you can shop the right card for you. From low rates to no annual fees, for all your credit card questions, turn to the nerds.
I'm a performing artist, so a healthy diet is one of the most important things. I also feel the same way about my dog. We were feeding her dry, triangle-shaped ingredients long as the yellow brick road. We didn't know how bad it was for her until we actually got the good food. We got her farmer's dog sent in the mail. It's all fresh. When she started eating healthier, she started being more active and smiling more, running more, playing more. I want my dog to have a healthy and long life. The farmer's dog really helps that out.
See the benefits of fresh food at betterforthem.com.
We're destined for greatness.
This conference going to be absolutely insane.
A Sonic blockbuster season continues. 6 on ESPN.
Been impressed with that Maryland team. They got a good win at Illinois here a few days back. Anthony Cowan has been fun to watch this year.
Yeah. They've won 7 straight. Lead that conference. They're outstanding defensively and have gotten a lot better on that end. He's a big part of it. Jalen Smith inside. They got good balance. There was an inconsistency, I thought, early in Big Ten play from them. And Michigan State, relies so much on Cassius Winston. They're just not the vintage Michigan State I think we thought or expect to see every year. Chiwa out here on the perimeter. Look at that.
And the crowd's eating him up with the spoon, too. You want to see more of the 7-footer. There's Bain. Get it to Fuller. Plenty of time here on the shot clock as they reset it. Fuller bounces it out for Grayer. His 3. That's a good look. for number 5, the senior transfer from George Mason. He led George Mason in threes a couple of years ago. He's been a little inconsistent this year for TCU since joining the Frogs. It's his first basket of the second half. Farabello knocks it out of bounds. Samersov is going to come back in. The son of a volleyball player.
He's got that volleyball player's body.
Long and lean, that's all I meant. Here's Chiwa, the wide drive, too. And the place erupts.
He's going to be in Chris Beard's office tomorrow demanding more minutes.
And he stroked that with some confidence. Didn't have a lot of loft to it. Didn't need it. Fuller. Well defended by Chula. Benson gets in there. Grayer gets it off. There's off the heel. And the color was smashed into after going up for that rebound.
Forget the Texas Tech freshman. The ceiling is tied to Chiwa and his development. It's not just the jumper. I'm telling you, 2 straight defensive possessions. He's been out on the perimeter and has guarded the ball, kept it in front.
Some tells me he's going to get a couple more cracks at the basket. The crowd's going to demand it.
He wants more touches.
Well, tomorrow night, a reminder of that Super Tuesday doubleheader, Kentucky and Vandy at 7 on ESPN, and then Illinois will be hosting Michigan State in Champaign. That's at 9. Pretty good Super Tuesday presented by Progressive. And the lead is 39, the biggest lead of the night. From the corner, that was partially blocked by Benson. Any hot dogs are coming down the floor. Nadolny across for Chiwa. Good battle here with the 2 bigs. How about the hook? Doesn't go. McCullough works his way to the free throw line. Now this is where a team can get some guys some minutes, and this can be beneficial down the stretch.
100%. And the thing I think if you're Chris Beard, you love, this team's fighting. I like Chiwa, composure on the block, took his time, got to the hook. And then the follow-up there by McCullough. I mean, this team's, you come off the bench in a reserve role, and they're fighting.
McCullough hits the free throw. There's another one coming. His dad, Kevin Sr., played football here before a stint with the Green Bay Packers. So the native of San Antonio, a bit of a legacy here on campus.
How would you describe his body? Football players?
No, he's got a basketball player's body. Not on this lead. 41 points.
And it's worth noting, this was from jump. I mean, this was from that ball thrown in the air. This was over. I mean, it was 11-2. It felt like in an instant.
Taken off his hands by Benson. Stand to shoot. Here's Chiwa. And Samuel says enough is enough. I'm just going to take it away from you. Boy, those are 2 big men. Samuel and Chiwa.
Massive.
Chiwa's got a pro body. Back to the Sikhs again. It's just the development not quite there yet. It'll come. And Benson able to gather it in on the end line. 4 minutes to go. Boy, Chris Beard had a regular practice at a shoot-around today. It was as intense as you'll see one of those be on game day. And these guys come out like a house of fire tonight as McCullough gets 2 more.
Well, it's interesting. They have been so much a much better second half team this year. You look at the numbers. They're plus 13 second half, plus 1 only in the first half. It's been all game tonight.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Boost Mobile. Switch now and get unlimited gigs for the whole family. The switch that gives you more. And in part by USAA, proud supporter of the military community. What you're made of, we're made for.
This is not good. I need you to pick me up at 5:30.
and then everybody runs.
What is he doing? You missed the spot.
This college application, I gotta get all my references. It's just a lot.
I can get used to having my own chauffeur.
Oh, yeah?
No texting.
All right.
Watch out for dogs.
I got it, I know.
Don't let Trevor drive.
And all my people say, oh, yeah.
Win her heart with an extraordinary Valentine. Now save 20 to 50% on all fashion jewelry. Every kiss begins with K.
Pepsi Zero Sugar. All the cola flavor, none of the sugar.
I'm standing on the mountain, about to fall. I'm running on the rooftops, 50 foot tall. I'm breaking through the ceiling.
The 2020 Infiniti QX50. Lease the 2020 Infiniti QX50 for $399 a month at your local Infiniti retailer.
Oh, quarter-pound double cheeseburger. Look at that.
Man, that looks juicy. What about this crispy tender sandwich?
I know. Oh, man, we both got tots. All for $2.99. This is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love the Car Hop Classic.
Capital One knows life doesn't update you about your credit card. So meet Eno, the Capital One assistant that catches things that might look wrong and helps you fix them. Another way Capital One is watching out for your money when you're not. What's in your wallet?
You can feel the swaying in this building here. United Supermarkets Arena. Fans have been giving a good show tonight. You can see the numbers. And maybe a school record Big 12 play for Texas Tech in the offing tonight. The 35-point win over Oklahoma State last month right now is the school record in Big 12 play for margin of victory. That could get topped tonight. As Fuller's at the line for TCU. .6'4" freshman from Seattle. Got them both?
Yeah.
Here's Saverson. As Chris Beard has gone to his bench. Four to shoot. Here's Nadolny. And it's stripped. Shot clock violation. Bain is on the bench for TCU. You wonder if he even comes back into this game at this point, Chris.
Yeah, I would put it back in the game.
You don't want to lose a star player at this point. Speaking of injuries, we haven't received any official word on Terrence Shannon, who was taken out of the game in the first half. He went down. and was taken to the locker room. I'm sure that'll be one thing that Chris Beard will be concerned with after this game. One of his starters and his health. Sports Center tonight after #1 Baylor takes on Texas. Bucci and Anderson, they're going to break down how the Bears can win the Big 12 title. Plus the Raptors look for their 15th straight win. And women's basketball, #1 South Carolina beat #5 UConn before we came on the air on ESPN2 here tonight. It was an impressive win in Columbia. Sports Center after Big 12 hoops on ESPN. Saversov over for Nadolny, and he will go to the line. Clarence Nadolny, the freshman from France, 6'3", 195-pound guard. And we've got our first foul out of the night. Jalen D is done. The Ohio State transfer fouls out with 6 points, 4 rebounds. Here's the Tech schedule down the stretch for Chris Beard and company. At Oklahoma State, who they dominated last month in this building. They'll be on the road for that one. K-State at Iowa State without Tyrese Halliburton, who's out for the year with a broken wrist. That's unfortunate. And then, of course, you got Baylor and Kansas, Chris, looming last couple of games of the regular season.
A lot left to play, but you know, you've talked about where Texas Tech is seed-wise right now. To me, they're playing their best basketball of the year.
No doubt.
So you would assume a chance to pick off some teams, but at least a chance to move up as more teams lose and this thing unfolds.
Well, they just got back into the top 25 today, and the way they're playing right now, there's a good bet they don't leave it for the rest of the season. Chima with the rebound. Here's Saversov from the corner. And another rebound for Chima. With a minute and a half to go. Texas Tech will get their 16th win of the year against 8 losses, 7-4 in the Big 12 after tonight. Here's Chima. Look out. Hey, give the fans what they want.
I think the bigger question is not about Jamias Ramsey going pro. Will Chima declare for the draft?
The crowd thinks so. As Fuller hits from the baseline for TCU, his first points here in the second half. Final seconds of this one. And Nadolny is fouled by Fuller. Let's take a look at our Phillips 66 player of the game. There he is, number 3. We talked about him at the top of the broadcast, Chris, and he did not disappoint.
He did not. He was outstanding from the tip. Showed you the full arsenal. And really could have, Chris Beard, because of the differential in score, was rotating guys in and out. I mean, he had it going.
Said it before, he is very efficient from 3. Doesn't take a ton of them, but hits the ones he takes. He was 2 of 3 tonight from outside the arc.
That's the most impressive thing to me. I mean, he's leading the Big 12 in percentage. And like you said, he's not the volume shooter that Desmond Bain is, for example, but he has knocked down a high percentage.
And we might have some blood. And Nadolny's got some blood on his arm. And Jerry Pollard is going to call him over to the sideline. And so Edwards will come back in. The final seconds here. Very impressive tonight for Texas Tech. They beat Oklahoma on Tuesday last week. Double-digit win, and then came from 16 down to win at Texas on Saturday. good road win, and then to come home and just put a whooping on TCU. There aren't too many things that you could say bad about the way this team played tonight. They want Chua to shoot that.
And Chua knows what Chris Beard wants. He knows what he's doing. I mean, he knows what he wants. There's a player in there.
6 points for Chua, 3 rebounds in almost 10 minutes of action tonight. And that'll do it. 88-42. They shoot a season-high 60% from the field tonight. 5